Well, I am here with three of our faculty members, one from lower school, one from middle school, and one from upper school, and talking a little bit about what it means to be a teacher at St. Andrews and why they've chosen to teach here. You all are what make our school what it is, so thank you for what you do each and every day. I'm a little bit jealous. Sometimes I want to come in your classroom and be a teacher again, because I think that's where you see the most impact and the most purpose and what it means to be in education. So thank you all for what you do. To start, I'd love for you just to share your name, what you teach, and how long you've been at St. Andrews. So Stacy, we'll start with you.
Okay, Stacy Young-Caudell, and I've been here for, this is my 8th year.
Wow.
I teach middle school English.
Yes.
Ann Fleming, I teach kindergarten, and I've been teaching for 11 years in the kindergarten room. So.
Mel Abrams, been here since 2015, so going into my 4th year. Previously taught middle school physical education, currently in a role of Dean of Students. So I kind of oversee the student life and the advisory program at upper school.
Great. Wonderful. So my first question is a pretty basic one that I think teachers get often, which is just why did you decide to go into education as a career? And we'll start with you again, Stacy.
Okay. I always wanted to be a writer growing up, and I decided that I could actually make money by being a writer by going into the publishing industry. So I did that for a year after undergrad, and I really quickly realized that it was not what I wanted, that it was not fulfilling the need to do something bigger. That just making money for a corporation wasn't enough to fulfill my need to have purpose. And I realized pretty quickly that I could take that love I had for writing and teach that to others, and see them develop those skills, go on and use those skills to do really great things in the world, and have an impact on the world. And so I found that sense of purpose through teaching. So I decided to check it out, and I ended up going back and getting my graduate degree and my teaching license.
Wonderful.
I love children. I've always loved children from a very young age, and I think for me, teaching kindergarten is so important to really impress upon and make those first few years a positive experience for the children. And I think it kind of creates an excitement for learning, and they learn to love school, and they learn to feel good about where they are. And so I love being a part of that process, because I feel like I'm helping them have this positive energy about school, and they end up loving where they are.
Mel, you've been in education in one capacity or another, but not always in school. And so maybe share a little bit about education more generally and then school in particular.
Well, for me, a lot of my background is tied to athletics. And so initially, I wanted to continue to be active and have some type of career that involved activity. So I majored in sports management and got into physical education, and during my student teaching, found out that I really had a passion for kids and helping them reach their goals, and just seeing the progress from where they start when they come to you and how they progress as they move along, and decided that I wanted to enter into education. Administration and organization is one of my strengths, and so as I've kind of navigated through the education field, I've had some jobs in that area as well, and so I've spent a large portion of my professional career as an athletic director, and since being here have kind of transitioned into some of the other areas of admin. So I've kind of been all between teaching in the classroom and administratively, but at the end of the day, it's about helping the kids and seeing how they evolve.
Absolutely. So the next question is about teaching here at St. Andrews, and listening to how long you've been here. We've all worked together for a long time now, and sometimes those years go by quickly. And I think for me, I know St. Andrews is a special place. I can't imagine actually being an educator in another community after teaching here, because there's something really unique about what we do. I would love to hear from each of you sort of what has kept you here as well, and what you find fulfilling as a teacher at St. Andrews.
I feel the same way. I always say this is the last place that I will teach. I can't imagine myself teaching anywhere else. I think there are a variety of reasons why, but one of the biggest ones is just the sense of support that I feel from our families, from the students themselves, of course, but the families as a whole, and from my colleagues and from administration. I feel like I'm given the tools to be the best teacher that I can be, and I'm given the space to do that. I'm given the freedom to choose to teach how I want to teach and how I think the students are going to be reached. And that's an awesome feeling, I guess, to feel like they trust in you, that you're going to do the best for their kids, administration and family. I really love that support.
I especially love the fact that our early childhood center is separated from the upper school and the middle school. I think that really makes it a special, nurturing place, and for me, that's been really nice as an educator. I feel like I'm able to really carry out what we do best, and that's making it very individualized, very customized, just a wonderful, nurturing environment for those little children when they come in. And it's just a safe place to be, and it's a privilege for me to be working in that environment, because I think everything, the individualized instruction is really nice, and we're able to really take each child and look at their positives and really play on that, and they feel successful, and it's just great to be able to see that come to life.
I would say for me, initially during my interview process, just the genuineness and, to be honest, the transparency with the administration, just in Missouri in particular, and just some of the questions I had as a professional, some of the things that I felt were necessary in an education, in a school setting. And then since I've been here, just the love and the care and the respect that you get from the kids, the autonomy that administration gives for you to utilize your talents and to be who you are and to be creative. And for me, just the opportunity to challenge kids to be their best and to have them understand and recognize that that's coming from a place of care, and to see them step up to those challenges and meet the expectations is something that's you can't put a price tag on. So it's been great.
Wonderful. What I see you all do in your classrooms every day, and all of your colleagues that I appreciate so much, is just putting the students at the very center of your work, and that seems like that should be foundational in a school community, but I know it isn't always, and it is so consistent and so strong in each of our classrooms. So thank you all for the work you do to help each child figure out all that they can be, and then support them in reaching that. So my last question for you, you all can go out of order for this one, is just if you guys want to think about maybe a favorite memory or a favorite moment with a student that you've had, or something that's really stuck with you, that maybe it's that thing that you lean on, because teaching can be challenging work sometimes and hard work sometimes, and it certainly is a long endeavor. Fruit doesn't always bear right after a lesson or a unit. So just something that's stuck with you that maybe you lean on, or that is, has a special place in your heart from your time here at St. Andrews.
Okay. I think for me, I can't think of one specific thing, but I think what keeps me going is that challenge as a teacher to see the lights go off in their little eyes. And I think when you're teaching young children, sometimes they're hearing things for the first time, and so the fact that you're a part of that process is just so exciting. And there have been times where I've been teaching science or something really exciting that they knew a little bit about but didn't know quite as much, and their little eyes just get so excited. And it's just those times, to me, it's just really, that's what it's about. And I think it makes it feel like it's just a way of life. You come, it doesn't feel like a job, it just feels like something that you want every day. You want to be able to touch your children that way every day. And then just being able to reach them, try to challenge them in little ways that they didn't realize that they could be challenged, and they discover that for themselves, that they can actually do it, and it's great to see that.
I don't have any big memories. I think it's more like 1,000 little things that have happened, and mostly revolves around students that have just had one of those aha moments where you just see them get something, like it clicks finally, or that light bulb comes on, and that's what keeps me going. Those little moments are amazing. But I do have one memory that really sticks with me when I have those tougher days, which is when I taught third grade for a while. I was having a tough day, it was late, I was still grading things, just overwhelmed, and this student popped into my mind who's just one of those bright spots in my day. And I said, well, instead of sitting here and feeling negative, I'm going to send a nice email to that parent and just tell them about why their child makes my day special. And so I did, and that parent wrote me back probably the nicest note I have ever gotten. And still to this day, every year or two, that parent forwards that email back to me and sends another message and just tells me how important that I am to their family. And that is something that when I'm having those tough days, I remember, and it definitely helps me through.
Similar to these two, I think it's not one particular thing. For me, I have the unique opportunity, whether it's during summer camps, to kind of be involved and have some relationships with kids across all three divisions. And so for me, the lower school students, if I see them in the hallway, just high fives and a hug, or I have one who will leave me a Krispy Kreme donut occasionally on my desk. For the middle school students, I was in middle school for a few years, and just their energy and their enthusiasm and love and the fist bumps from them. And in upper school, it's a little different. You get to a place where you're not as cool sometimes, but it's the more serious conversations where they're having a bad day or a moment or a situation and they want to come in and talk to you. And then the parents who send you the emails or give you notes on holidays saying they appreciate how much you've made a difference in their child's life. It's those moments that you get them and reflect and say, this is why we do what we do, make a difference.
Well, you all each do make a huge difference in our school community, so I'm grateful for you and the work that you do, and we'll keep doing that work.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us and allowing us to be our individual selves and be creative with what we do.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.